In module 4, we will learn how to create base feature. Inside that, we'll cover extrude feature, revolve feature, extrude cut and revolve feature, and then we have a practices. Now, extrude feature is basically one of the most commonly used feature in SolidWorks. Now here two words are written here, boss and base. Now base means first feature you create which work as a foundation, or you can say base. On top of that, if you add another feature that referred as Extrude Boss, it allows you to create 3D solid object by extruding 2D sketch in linear directions. It is basically useful for building basic shape by adding the material to an existing part. It acts as a foundation for most of the design. Now extrude require a sketch. Preferably if it is closed sketch, then it will turn in solid part. If it is open, it will going to give you the thin extrude or extrude surface feature part. So try to create a closed sketch whenever it is possible. Now close sketch will give you the solid extrusions. Here if you look at the rectangle, it is complete enclosed area that will always give you the solid block. If it is open sketch, let's say or it is open, then it will give you the extrusion but having uniform thickness. You may also create a extrude surface, which is a different topic. We will deal with the 3D solid modeling. You can control the extrude property. That means we need to deal with the from, then directions, then direction 2. Now what is from? From means it's basically sketch locations. Here rectangle sketch is drawn on top plane. So top plane is a location. So in most of the cases, we will have an option called sketch plane. But there are few more options. Let's say offset and offset from the surface like this. So you can change the location of sketch if required. Now direction will decide the end condition of extrusion. Here you can have a blind, up to next, through all, up to surface, up to vertex. These are the options available based on what is already in your part file. You can also give the draft angle. Let's say in case if you have a sketch like this, one sketch and another sketch nested inside it. So SolidWorks will simply extrude this common region. But in case if you have one more sketch overlapping to existing two sketches, in that case the select contour will get open and you have to select which area you want to extrude. Here we have a 5-6 areas, so you have to choose manually and that will be get extruded. So in that case you have to look for the select contour options. Now let's practice this exercise and understand how you can turn this L shape into this kind of a 3D solid part. Now open new part file and click OK. As given in the slides, the exercise is of having dimension in millimeter. So make sure your unit is in millimeter. Now open the sketch on front plane. So this is our sketching plane. So moment you select it, it will offer you to create sketch on it. So this is sketch, right? You can also go over here and select the sketch button, but we'll try to select the shortcut menu. So sketch. Now instead of using line from this sketch manager, let's use mouse gesture. So right click and move right side. So that will open up the line command. Here, start from here. Now we know the length of line, so I will enter. So I don't have to give dimension later part. So vertical it is 10 mm. Now on the left side it is 70. Now again vertically it is 40. And on left side it is again 10. Now join back to the origin. Okay, double click to exit from the line tool. Now here I can go over here on feature command manager and choose the extrude, or instead press S key to invoke the shortcut menu and choose extrude. Now here SolidWorks has selected this inside regions because it is closed sketch. So first we'll look at this from condition. So it is sketch plane. So this is our sketch, front plane is our sketch plane. So we are not going to change the location of sketch. Instead we are going to deal with these directions. So here first option is blind. Blind means you have to provide the distance. Let's say I'm going to give 20, right? So look at very carefully. From the sketch, it is 20 mm away. So its depth is 20 mm. So blind options will require a distance. Now there are few more options available here. Total there are 8 or 9 options based on what you have in the part file. At this moment I do not have any other features, so I have a limited options here. Now if I choose mid plane, that means extrusion will be equally distributed from the sketch plane. So here it is 10 and here it is 10. If I want to increase the depth, then change from 20 to 40. So this way this is 20 and this is 20. So total is 40. So sometimes you require to extrude the features from the mid plane. So this is the options available. Now let's say I want to go to blind again. Now this time over here I want to extrude 40, but on another direction I want to extrude 20. So for another direction I have to tick this. So it will open the second direction for extrusions. Here I have a 10, I will enter the 20. So this way you can have a different value of extrusions. Now I will untick this and I will choose mid plane options here and I will click OK. So this way I have a L block from sketch we have created. So in extrusion you require to start a sketch on a plane, on a surface, then you have to give the end conditions. Now let's discuss from condition in detail. Here if you look at this image, so from is basically, as discussed earlier, it's a location of a sketch. So you have 4 options. First is by default sketch plane. Second is surface, face and plane. Third is vertex and fourth is offset. Now if you look at in this figure, it is very easy to understand what each of these options says. So sketch plane start the extrusion from the plane on which the sketch is located. Second option says it start the extrude from one of these entities, that is surface, face and plane. Now what does it mean? Let's say I have a hexagon over here on this surface. I want to extrude not from this plane but from this surface. So I have to choose these options, surface, and at that time I have to select this surface. So extrusion will begin from this surface. This is the meaning of this surface, face and plane options. Now in case of vertex option, extrusion start from the selected vertex. Let's say if you choose this vertex, so extrusion will begin from here. And last option is offset. Here let's say you have a circle over here and you want to extrude by offsetting by 10 mm. So it will either this direction, either opposite direction. So let's say this is 10 mm. So from here extrusion will begin. So this is called offset options. Similarly, we need to deal with the end conditions. So extrusion start from sketch plane or other options and we have to end it. So we have various end conditions like a blind, through all both, up to next, up to vertex, up to surface, offset from surface, up to body and mid plane. Now explanation is given for all of this. You just pause the video and you can read it. You can also explore the official SolidWorks help for all of these options. Now let's try to understand all of this, that is extrude from conditions and extrude end condition through exercise. Now open the file provided to you. The name of the file is extrude from options. Here I have given you two sketch. They both are drawn on same plane. Here it is in violet color. Now I want to extrude it. So select this second sketch which is hexagon. Select it and press S key, or either you can go to the feature command manager and choose box extrude. Now here look at that, the from condition shows sketch plane. So from sketch plane I can extrude by providing the blind options and other options. Right. Now here the point of discussion is this from conditions. So from sketch it is very simple, easy to understand. So from this already drawn sketch plane it is going to extrude. Now let's go from these options, that is from sketch to surface, face and plane. Here I have to provide a reference. So I will choose this one. So look at the color. So here it is green and this is also green. So we have selected, it will indirectly tell you which surface you have selected. So from that surface, from this selected surface, extrusion begins. So this is the meaning of from options. Now you can give the dimensions for the end conditions. Now remember, this is only works if this sketch is simply contained within this surface. If it is little outside, away on upside, it is not going to happen. This is the limitation of these things. So you have to take care. So click OK. So this way, though we have a sketch on a different plane, we started our extrusion from this selected surface. Now let's select this second sketch. This time I will press S key, shortcut key, and use these extrude features. Now I will choose second option, vertex. So here I will choose this point. So from that extrusion begins. Right? You can see very clearly. It is simply in line with the selected extrude. Now you can give the depth you want, let's say 20, 10, whatever, right? And click OK. Now let's try to edit the features. So select that feature. This time I'm going to use offset option. Here what happened, this sketch I want to offset by, let's say 10 millimeter. Look at very carefully. So from the sketch plane, it moves away or get offsetted by 10 mm distance. If you want on another side, that is this side, then click this toggle button, direction toggle button. So it will shift the extrusion direction in, let's increase this dimension. So from sketch, we are 20 millimeter away in this direction, and from this extrusion will begin. Now here I will have to give the extrusion distance, which is end condition. So from here it is going to be 50, not from here. So this is the meaning of all these options: sketch, surface, vertex and option. So sometimes depending upon the design, you have to choose this starting condition or location of a sketch. Now open extrude all option part file, which is provided in resource folder. Here I have a bunch of sketches. Now if you look at very carefully here, we have two separate solid bodies, right? So this is one and this is entire L shape. Along with that, I do have a surface body, which is this case, right? Small S shape. So these three are separate things. They are not merged with each other. That's why they are listed over here in a folder separately. Now let's try to see the end condition of extrude. So here, now you can select the sketch from the graphic area or from this manager, feature manager. So let's select this sketch and press S key to invoke the shortcut, or either you can go over here and select the extrude. So click on extrude. Here we are not going to discuss any from condition, rather we are going to focus on directions. So blind is simple and easy to understand, right? All you have to give is the distance. Let's say I want to give the 20 millimeter. Okay. Now here the merge result is ticked. By default is always tick, because new feature will simply merge with the existing volume. If you untick this new feature remains solid and separated and will be listed under a solid bodies folder. If you want to begin extrusion in another direction, then you have to tick this direction too. So how can you identify in graphics window? So here we have a two-headed arrow and then this second head, one head arrow. That means what? This is one direction, this is second direction. If you want extrusion in both direction, then you have to choose the two direction and give the appropriate options. Now at this moment, I'm going to simply extrude by 20 millimeter and click OK. Try to extrude this circle. Select this circle and press S key and extrude. Here I will choose mid plane. Clear? Now what does mean? Mid plane means from here you can extrude in both the directions, as we have practiced in first exercise. So it is very easy to do that. But instead I will choose through wall. Now what is through wall means? SolidWorks will simply extrude the sketch up to the last face available in the part file. So in our case, this is our part file. Now what is the benefit of this? In future, if length of this changes, according to that, this feature length is also changes. Why? Because we have through wall options. So this is in one direction. If I want in another direction, then you can tick this and choose these three wall options, right? Clear? So this time I will choose both the direction and through wall options and click OK. Now here, let's choose this ellipse. Press S key, shortcut menu, and invoke the extrude features. Instead of through wall, now let's go second option called up to next. Now up to next is only available if this sketch, when virtually extruded and it is come across any surface. Clear? If there is no surface over here, then this up to next option is not visible to you. So SolidWorks is very smart. It will detect what is come in a way, right? Here, I want to go to up to next. What does it mean? Extrusion will extruded up to the next surface it meet in a way. So this is the surface. So this is the meaning of up to next. Let's click OK. Now let's try this hexagon shape. Select it and press S key and extrude again. This time I will choose. Now look at, see here up to next is not visible. Why? Because when you extrude this, there is no surface that come in a way. That's why it is not showing over here. Right? Now let's try up to vertex. Choose this point, this one, right? Or either you can choose any other. So if by mistake you have chosen a wrong vertex, so right click and clear the selection and choose another vertex. So up to that point, extrusion will happen. In future, if this vertex is moved left or right, this extrusion will also change accordingly. So let's click OK. Select this part, press S key and invoke the extrude features. This time instead of vertex, let's try up to surface options. So what we have here is, let's choose this surface. So up to this surface, extrusion will happen, right? If this surface in future is moved left or right, this also will move left or right. So let's click OK. Let's try another options. Here, choose this sketch and press S key and select the extrude. This time I will go for blind. Now here I will keep the 20 millimeter, but here there is one option called directions. So select this part, and this small line which it is not visible if in case, just try to move your model by pressing the middle mouse button and choose this line. So this direction, in this direction extrusion will happen. If you untick, let's say clear it, it will happen perpendicular to the sketch plane. Now let's choose up to surface option over here again and select this. Now what is beautiful things about this, here what we have is it will simply follow the surface curvature. Look at this, like this. Okay. Now let's try similar things offset from surface. Here I have selected this surface, so from that a 20 millimeter distance is left and extrusion completed. I want to reverse this direction, then go over here and select this part. So from selected surface, extrusions is happened by 20 millimeter distance. Now along with that, let's reduce this by few distance and look at very close. I want you to focus on this shape. Now when I choose this translate surface, look at in the graphic window what happened. A slight variation on top is observed. So what it says, translate surface means this newly developed surface will simply follow the curvature of this. If you untick it, it will remain perpendicular by the provided distance. So this is the meaning of translate surface. So sometimes if you require to have a specific result, then you have to choose that part. This way you can have a different conditions. Okay. Now edit the last features we have created using this square shape. Okay. Now here choose the up to body. Now it is only visible when you have a separate solid body over here. So choose that part. I have to choose this solid body because it is separate body, it's not merged with this. So when I choose it, look at it, what happened. It extrude up to this shape, this vertical, horizontal and inclined surface. Right. Now along with that, we have called future scope. Now it is automatically get open when you have a multiple bodies, means separate extrude features which are not merged. So it says that what do you want? Do you want to extrude two selected bodies or all the bodies? If there is one more body, let's say over here, it also get extruded to the all bodies. Let's say over here you have one more bodies. You want to ignore that body and you want to extrude up to only these body. Then from here you have to choose, select this body, select this box and you have to choose that body, right? So it allow you to extrude up to selected bodies or up to through all bodies. This is the meaning of this future scope. So it will affect particular body or all the bodies, and click OK. So this way you can have a extrusion end conditions either in both the directions or single directions. So I want you to try this all options. Now let's discuss extrude thin feature, which is available in Extrude Property Manager. Now here on screen we have a sketch of rectangle shape 80 by 50. Now if you extrude, by default it is going to give you the solid outcome. But if you choose durability, the thin feature, then what you can do, you can provide this thickness and the extrusion depth. So here we have a hollow shape. So sometimes if your sketch is open like this, it is not closed, then automatically SolidWorks will switch to the thin features. But even though if you have a closed shape and you want to create like a thin structure, then you have to choose manually. In second exercise, we'll have this kind of a purely open sketch. and we'll try to deal with the thin features. So create a new part file. Now open the sketch on front plane, right click and move the downward to use the mouse gestures as a shortcut options. Now here it is 50, press tab key and 80 and enter. Now here let's press S key for shortcut and choose the extrude features. Now here select the blind. Now I want to extrude as a thin feature, so choose these thin feature options. Look at very carefully what it does. It simply from the sketch it add the 10 mm thickness. This is the meaning of this T1 options. And let's you want to increase the depth by let's say 40. Okay. So this way you can simply use the thin feature to create a thin structures. Now right click and let me choose in direction 1 the mid plane option. So this is 20 and this is 20 and click OK. So even you have a close sketch, still you can create a thin structures. Many will think that let me create this box and then I will cut this part. So in that way you have a two feature over here. So if SolidWorks offer that facility, then you must think about it to get the same results. Now let's try second exercise. Open new part file. Now on a front plane, start the sketch. Now line is like this. It is of 50. This is of 40. And this is of 30. Now right click and move upward to use mouse gesture to start the dimension tool. Select this and give the angle 140. Okay. So this turn into fully defined sketch. Now press S shortcut key and choose extrude, or you can simply go over here and choose the extrude features. Because it is an open sketch, by default it will choose the thin feature. You do not have an option here. See, I cannot untick it because it is open sketch. In earlier exercise it was complete closed sketch, so I can untick over here. But in this case I can't because it is open sketch. Now here I can give the thickness either this direction or this direction. So let me choose opposite direction. So this is called outward direction. This is called inward direction. Now let's click over here and choose the mid plane. What does it mean? From the sketch, right and left, that is direction 1 and direction 2, have equal dimensions. So thickness will be uniformly distributed from the sketch plane. Now let's say for two direction. Two direction means, as you understand, this distance and this distance will be separate. Let's say I have a 5. So you can have an unequal distance for the both the directions. So let me go for only one directions. This time I will go inside by 5 mm and click OK. Options is clear to you. Now let's practice extrude features. These exercises are required to be completed using only extrude features. So in 4.4 we can create a shape like this and extrude it. Okay, and from back side we can create this sketch like this and extrude in this direction, and then we can add the circle and extrude over here. So in 3 features we can complete this. Similarly in exercise number 4.5 you can begin with the bottom block, right, like this. Okay, and extrude it, and then we have to sketch like this from back side, and we have to extrude in these directions. So depending upon what is given in exercise, you have to use different option of extrude features. So let's try to complete all exercise using extrude features. Attempt exercise 4.4. create new part file, click OK. Make sure the unit is in millimeter. Now we have 3 default plane, front, top and right. Based on the orientation of a figure, you can begin the sketch. Now let me choose front plane and click OK. So my sketch will be like this. Okay. Now let's draw the geometry. I can quickly draw the shape and then give the dimension, or you can give the dimension while sketching. So overall dimension is 60. This is 10. This is 15. This is also 10. Okay. Now press S and choose extrude features, which is shortcut menu, or you can go from features. Now I will reverse the direction and I will choose blind. So our direction option will be the blind. In this direction, I have to give 60 millimeter as a depth and click OK. Now on the back side, select this. At the same time, you can choose this option, create a sketch. Now I will select this line and convert into entity. So I don't have to draw this line again. So go up, draw the taper, that is chamfer, and close the shape. Now right click, move upward to use mouse gesture for dimensioning. Now from this line, this edge to this line, it is 60. Please observe the exercise very carefully. These dimensions is 15, right? And similarly, this dimension is 10. Also observe how do I provide the dimensions. So necessary dimension is given. Now go to features and click extrude. Now I'm extruding in a wrong direction. So change the directions and the depth is 10 and click OK. Now press Ctrl 7 or save the exercise. Now only remain part is the circular cylinder. So select the surface because that is going to be our sketching plane, right? Again, let me click outside, select once again and choose this sketch. Now right click and move left side because I have added the circle tool on a left side of a mouse gesture. So draw the circle. Now the dimensions is 20. Now let's locate this center distance from right side, it is 30. And from this edge, it is 35. Now let's extrude. Now here it is, depth is 35. And click OK. Now here look at, try to compare our part with the exercise. Now I deliberately make a mistake to demonstrate that how can you rectify your error. Let's say the sketch is, let's edit the sketch number 2. Here dimension is, this 60 is not up to this, it is up to this point. So select this and select delete. Again give the dimensions from this to this, it is 60. Okay, and let's exit. Press Ctrl 7 to rotate. Now see, now it is matching with the exercise. So this way you can correct your error in sketching. Now create new part file and click OK. Now this time we'll attempt exercise number 4.5. So I will draw on a right plane. So this one like this. I'm just drawing outer shape very quickly. Now I will provide the dimensions. This is going to be 80, 10. This is 40 as given. Now please mind well, you have to use the dimensions given in the figure. Indirectly do not calculate the dimension used in sketching or in future. Otherwise you will end with the wrong design intention. So here, now feature and extrude. I will extrude in a different direction by 40. It is important to save your work. Now on this plane, I will begin the sketch. I will use these as a convert entities, so I don't have to draw the line. So here I will do complete the outer shape. Now if you look at the figure, the dimensions are clearly given to you. This is 20, and from this to this it is 20. Okay. Now here, if you look at the exercise, the depth is not given. Instead, it end condition is given, which is 20. So from this surface, the extrusion stops here exactly at 20. Go to feature and choose extrude features. Now we are extruding in the wrong direction, so correct it. Now here we cannot use blind conditions. If you look at the sketch, you can simply calculate indirectly. It is 40 minus 20 is 20, but that's not a correct way. Instead, choose here offset from surface, right? So we'll use this surface as an offset and we'll give the 20. Okay. What does it mean? From this surface, it leave 20 millimeter and will complete the extrusion. This is what exactly given in the exercise. That's why we have to practice the extrude features. Click OK. Control 7 to orient the figure. Now let's add the last feature over here, okay, which is a simple square. Again, choose this face and convert this line into using convert entities and try to draw the rectangle. Now look at very carefully what is given, how the last part is dimensions. So its height is given from this edge. This is 40. Okay. Now it is fully defined. Why? Because horizontal convert entity line is already specifying the length. Now let's go to features and extrude. Again, I am extruding in wrong directions. Choose the blind options. No, it is not going to work. We have to use offset from surface. So choose this surface and add the 10 millimeter distance, right? So from this surface, 10 millimeter distance is left, and at that location, extrusion will be terminated. So you need to control the directions and click OK. Control 7. Open third part file. Now this exercise 4.6 is very simple. So let's open on a top plane. I will use a rectangle, this, and give the dimension, let's say 50 and then 80 as given in exercise. Now here I will use center point arc. So this is my center point, starting point and ending point. Right click, move upward for dimensioning, and this radius will be 20. Now I will choose trim and power trim, and I will use this option. Keep trim entities as construction geometry. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. Now let's extrude by 20 millimeter distance, but it is this time it is going to be blind options. Okay. So make it 20. Now we want to build the last part. So rotate your model. So here we are going to sketch and extrude. So rotate the model and choose this surface and sketch. So here again, I will draw rectangle like this, and I will dimension it as given. Overall, from here to here it is 50. You need to be very careful while sketching, especially while giving the dimensions. Now let's give over here the circle, and its diameter is 20. Okay. Now its location from this to this edge is 20. Okay. And from top it is 15. Now here circle is a nested sketch inside the rectangle. So SolidWorks will extrude the common area. So go to feature and select extrude. But we are extruding in wrong direction, so change the directions and give the depth of 20. Okay. And click OK. Press Ctrl 7 to orient the model. Now in this exercise 4.7, when you have a situation like this, a one sketch, another sketch. So sketches are nested inside each other's or maybe crossing across. In that case, we have to use contour selection options available in Extrude features. Because of such situation, either you can have this kind of outcome or you can have this kind of outcome. Even you can have this kind of outcome based on what you select in the contour selection options. So let's try this exercise. Now open the part file 4.7. Now let's edit the sketch. It's very simple, you can draw it. Now let's try to extrude this. So press S, shortcut key, and choose extrude. By default, sometimes SolidWorks pick the correct region for extrusions. So this is our common region, right? Let's say it is correct and click OK. First results. Now let's edit the same thing. Now expand this select contour, and here instead of that, let's choose these regions, that is this area, and click OK. Now this time we have a different results. Though the sketch was earlier the same, but the different selection of sketch region, we have a different outcome. Now let's again try to edit that features. Select this and clear selection. Now this time I am going to select this outer circle only. So it will consider a simple circle and it will ignore the entire regions, and click OK. So you will get a simple disk. So using contour selection option, when you have a multiple sketch nested inside each other, then you have to think twice which region you want to use for extrusions. Let's attempt this exercise 4.7.1. It's a very simple lever. Now here we have two circles on the left side and right side, and they are connected by the thin portions. So how can we draw this single sketch? Okay, single sketch. And then still we are able to create such a 3D solid part. Open new part file. This exercise 4.7.1 is in inch. So make sure the unit is changed to the IPS. So I will choose top plane and I will draw the circle. I will draw a circle. Give it diameter 1.5. Okay. Now right click and move left side to use the mouse gesture to invoke the circle tool. Again right click upward and give the dimensions. Similarly, draw remaining two circle and dimension them as given. Let's give the center distance. From here to here it is 4.75. Let's draw the line over here. Make sure you have a rubber band effect. That means the line drawn is tangent to that circle. Same, move over here and make sure you have a two flag, coincident and tangent. Okay. Similarly, you can try over here. Make sure it is rubber band effect and select over here. Now still it is not defined. Why? Because this circle may move up and down. Right? So we need to fix with respect to origin. So select this, press Ctrl and select center of a circle and make them horizontal. Now we have a nested areas. Let's go to features and extrude. This time SolidWorks is confused and asking us to select the proper regions. So how can we do this? So we simply use this first and we'll extrude by the depth of 0.5. Okay, and click OK. Now what about the remaining two cylinder portions? So do we have to draw again them? No, we can use same sketch again. It's called reusing the sketch. So select, expand this feature and select this sketch. Same, once you select it, go to extrude feature and click it. So that let us use the previously created sketch. Now this time I will choose this region, a region common by these two circles. So depth of extrusion is 1.5 and click OK. Similarly, I will now see, look at the icon of sketch 1 is changed. Earlier it was like this. Now we have a hand. Hand means it is shared sketch. It is sharing with the another features. So select this sketch and go back to the extrudes. Again, under the selection contour, choose this area, a common area, and extrude them by given distance of 1 and click OK. Only thing is remain is fillet. So let's go to fillet feature, which still we have not covered, but still you can use directly. So 0.1 value, choose this one and this one and click OK. So we have a fillet.